Hello YouTube, today this is the primary website, this is the secondary website, and the new website for the HDMI port replacements. We're gonna have HDMI-replacement.com. We've been in business for more than 20 years, replacing the power connectors, the USB-C replacements, and we do get a lot of HDMI replacements nowadays from computer shops. They usually send us just the motherboard, and we replace the HDMI port. It's not that hard. The rates are right here on the top. If you send us just the motherboard, it's $60 to replace the whatever connector you want us to replace, be it HDMI, USB. Well, USB Type-C are more expensive. Regular power connectors are a bit less. So HDMI ports, same price as this above. But on this system, I never took apart the Xbox Series X before. Usually the client just sends the motherboard, but here they just shoved it inside here, I deal with it. So let's take it apart and see what we can do about it. Right, from my understanding, we should have a screw underneath this sticker. What seems like a sticker. Let's see if you can lift it up. No. Let's try little tweezers. All right, so we got one screw exposed. I can feel a second screw right here. I don't feel any other screws. Good thing probably to take the whole thing off, the whole sticker, but I'm sure it's not going to be able to stick back on. So I'm probably just going to make a hole right here. Take a look. All right, so this is the bit is, it says Torx 8. Someplace here, I think. Yeah, no? I can sense it right here, yeah. Right, so instead of removing the sticker, I'm just trying to disconnect it through the sticker, because the sticker might be useful to people. All right, let's see. All right. Let's cut like that, like that. Good job. Good job. All right, so we got the sticker off. My understanding, we have to kind of pry this thing. I was hoping it would be much simpler. Let's see. Let's put one of the plastic separators in. All right. All right, so we got the fan. The system has a bit more dust than I wanna. Then I wanna inhale. So let's see what we can remove here. We can probably something right here holding something down here. Let's see. Not sure, maybe this thing needs to be rotated. All right, so I just checked that this is not the one to deal with. This is the one to lift up. Here, let me show you. So I was under impression that this is the piece that needs to come off. Right there. Here, my much better view. So I was under impression that this piece needs to come off. It turns out this piece right there on the lower end needs to be right up, I assume. And the disc you have to basically rotate downwards. So again, for those who's taking it apart, this is, you see, you can't rotate this guy. You can't rotate this guy that way. What you need to do is you need to pry this thing right here and rotate the bottom this way and pull it out like that. All right, interesting. Let's switch to the main screen. Right, so the bottom we took off. There are a whole bunch of screws on the bottom. Let's see what I need to unscrew. I don't need to unscrew this thing, whatever that thing is. I do need to unscrew this thing right here. So 1, 2, 3 screws. Four screws that needs to be unscrewed. Let's make it upwards like that. Let's unscrew 1. Two. And 3. All right, probably this one too. So those 3 are going in like that. Okay, interesting. This is a different screw. So I'll set it aside separately. All right, so that's this here. Let's unscrew stuff here. All right, and this is gonna go right here. All right, so this black plastic piece is being held by those 2 strange screws that are like screws. I had to clean up my video here because too much stuff is in the way. Let's see, it's too much brightness, so it's not too much brightness. No, looks okay. All right, so let's see if we can move this thing upwards or not. We can. All right. All right, so this is just a bracket. Is that, oh, so that's just to hold the cables in place. All right. Now we disconnect the cable here. By the way, we also do SATA connector replacements because people sometimes pull stuff out. Battery connector replacements, USB port replacements, HDMI port replacements, so anything that has to do with any connection replacements. Again, done more of those connectors than anybody else in the world. And be extremely careful here because I see those guys broken all the time. Let's see. Well, let's try and get this guy first. Because I know how hard is it for me to replace this guy. We also do the power connectors on the video card. Like if you got one of the most powerful video cards there are, they come with special ports that do fry and break all the time. So if your video card connector is faulty, we can fix it. We usually prefer if you just send us the motherboard. That's the reason why we send you all those videos. I got 1,000+ videos of different laptop makes and models. All right, so that's just what seems to be like a CD-ROM, right? Strange, a bit heavy for the CD-ROM. All right. Does it have a hard drive inside of that box as well? Okay. All right, so let's get this big piece out. Seems like a fan to me. These connectors, they do break all the time as well. And we fix those too, so if you break it off, we can fix it, but just try not to break it. And I don't want to work more than necessary on the system. So be extremely careful right there. Okay. Let's see. Is that screw and that screw, or those two screws only? Let's take a look. So we're gonna unscrew this screw here, this screw here. All right. Seems that's too bright to me. Okay, so probably this screw as well. Okay. This seems to be a bit tough to unscrew, but as long as you got the Torx 8, you should be alright. And the screwdriver is thicker like that. I don't think you can do it with the smaller ones, like this one. Okay, let's take a look. Alright, so that piece comes out. And I have to vacuum it. Hold on 1 second. Too much dust here. And I need to clean it with the paper towel. So, and there's dust right there, which I need to clean up as well. Okay. All right, so now the most important part, we got two cables right here. All right, so one on the left is easy. I'll show you. To position the camera. Let's switch to this camera. So this tab bracket, the plastic is usually what moves. So as long as you guide a flat I believe all I have to do is guide this flat piece in there, but it's not. Maybe I should go harder, but I don't want to go harder because those connectors are really pain in the butt to replace. So here. Strange. I was thinking that's gonna be easy as that. Alright, so it didn't work out for me with this guy. Let's see if we can do the other one. Let's see. right there. Okay. This one, I believe, should be able to do something like that. Okay. All right. And what we need to do is, let's see if we can just use this to pull up. No? There's probably glue underneath the cable. Oh, no glue. Again, don't want to break anything. So let's see if this is gonna go. No, doesn't want to go. All right, I had to reposition the camera. So it seems to me this is perfectly fine right here. Like once, I don't think you need to push it any more than what's necessary to push. And I think this should come out right about now. Right about now. Yep, it did come out. It did come out, yep. All right, and the other one, the other side. Let's see. The other cable. Okay, I see what the problem is. Here, let's do. It seems like I can push in the middle, right? Where are we at? Yeah, probably. All right, let's see if we're gonna shut down the main light. All right, so here is the more light. No, too much shine. Okay, so you're gonna put this gap right there, and you're gonna press on this button here. All right, and you're gonna pull this guy up. All right. So the way how it works is this press right there. You see, right? So again, to illustrate, pressing, and this one just like slightly out like that. All right. Now the reason I show you all that because again, I would just prefer to get the motherboard, replace the connector, and be done with it. But here, what we want to do is take this tape off like that. Kind of. I don't have the spare parts for PlayStation, so if I break something, I know I'm not going to be able to replace it right away. All right. So here, you'll see that there is a metal shift right there that holds the whole piece in place, and a metal piece right here. So you need to move the whole assembly that way, as it turns out. All right. So you move the assembly this way. All right, and now you want to probably pull this whole thing out. All right, we pull this whole thing out. Let me vacuum the inside. All right, so we set it aside on a different table. Oh, we have a huge heatsink. Also needs vacuuming. Don't like to work in the dust. such is life. All right, so what we have now. Interesting design. And the whole thing holds it together. Let's not forget about this rubber piece. All right, so we got 3 screws here. Let's see if we take them off. I mean, to me, it seems really easy to take it apart compared to 99% of other work we do here. So for right now, I don't see any, I mean, you should be able to do it at home, no problem whatsoever. There is nothing involved, like you don't have to heat up anything, you don't have to melt any glue. Let's see, that's probably a pop-in type of board. Yeah, right there. Let's set it aside like that with the screws. All right, so we got that. Should we unscrew the heatsink on the bottom first or not? Alright, so we got a whole bunch of screws to work on, but before we're gonna work on them, I have to use, no, that's too silverish. Let me find another marker. Alright, so we got silver screws and we got black screws. So I'm gonna mark the black with black marker. Black. And that's it. Those are all the black screws, right? Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna mark the silver screws with the blue marker. Alright, so this is gonna be blue. That's gonna be blue. I should have found the red marker, not red marker probably on the other work table. So this is blue. I mean silver. And we got a silver one right here. And we got a silver one right there. Okay. Let's unscrew the screws here. So silver ones. Those are pretty tight. So unless you have a Torx 8, you're not gonna be able to do much here. Oh wow, such a long screw. Alright, so hopefully the screws are all the same size. Nope. Alright, so let's put this guy back in here. And this guy back in here. Alright, so this is gonna be long. Okay, so this is gonna be short. This is gonna be short. And this is... Let's see if those are the same. Those two are the same. We're gonna set them aside into a separate bin. Okay, so this is short as well. This is gonna be short. This one is short. Okay, this one is long. Okay, good job. Now, all right, so we got the power cord. Anything here? No, nothing there. Okay. Let's continue unscrewing the silver screws because I just want to make sure we got... Okay. So the silver screw goes here. Let's see, long. How long is this compared to the other one? Also, yeah. Okay, so this is gonna be long. Okay. Long. Set aside. also long. Yep, same long. So blue silver screw, black screw. Alrighty. Okay, so this is short. Alright, so this is long. Yeah. Long. A screw right here. Need to use an extension. Let's take a look. Okay, that's also long. Okay. This is also silver long. Okay. And that's all the silver screws we got, right? Okay, so now let's do the black screws. Let's remove the... Alright, so here we got the black screw here. So that's a short black screw. Yeah, so unless you have a Torx 8, I don't think you want to do this kind of repair. It should say T8. T8 on the... Okay, so it's all short screws right here. Alright. Because it seems like once you strip one of the screws, it will be really hard to drill it through. So if you're sending it to us with the strip screws, just try to strip one or two screws, not all of them. All right, it's really painful for me to drill through every single screw that you're gonna strip. So Torx 8 works just fine here for right now. All right, so here's that goes right there, and this goes here. This goes here. Wow. Yeah, definitely. If you don't have a wide screwdriver like this, it would be kind of tough to unscrew this particular screw. All right, so you are also a short black screw. All right. Let's see what we got next. Okay. Okay, so we got a bracket. Oh, we got one more screw right here. Did we mark it as being black screw? No, we didn't. This is gonna be black screw right there. Let's put the extension. Extension with the black screw. Alright. Alrighty. Good job. Okay, so we got this thing removable, so that means we have to unplug it from here, I assume, and we need to unplug this guy. So here, I guess we just pull it like that. So you have to press on this connector from the top. And you see how the gator works here. Here. So press it on the top, and this gator gonna let it go. You see? Press it from the top. Yeah, don't pull on it. Don't just pull on it. I mean, I could still fix that connector as well if you pull on it, but try not to overdo it, alright? So here, do I need to disconnect this guy? I'm not sure if that's the board I'm gonna be working on or not. Let's see where the it's probably sandwiched right there someplace. That's not even the board I am going for. Maybe I need to go from the other side. Maybe not. Anyways, let's see here. Okay, here we also need to press. We need to press on the button here on the top. All right, maybe we even need to slide the. Okay, so what I did was I did slide this flat piece underneath this lever right here. I did, because pressing on the top didn't really do much. So what I did was I did slide that in right here, and this guy pulled off. All right, let's set this guy aside. All right, is there anything else here that's holding it down? Maybe not. Let's take a look. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this seems like it's been guided in, and my understanding this is how we need to disconnect it, like that. So you see it's kind of latched in, so you need to kind of guide it like that and basically pull on this thing this way. All right. Okay. Good job. Let's set this aside. I didn't expect that there would be just so many layers of stuff to be taken off. By now I would be able to already take apart the laptop. This is just so many screws, but again, nothing, you know what, I encourage everyone to just text us. Don't try not to call us, because I mean, again, 1,000+ videos. We get interrupted all the time. So here, like that. So that's a black screws here, all of it. So we don't have to put any screws here. All right, just the screws when we assemble. Now let me just make sure. Because you don't want to put the screw into the wrong place on reassembly. Then you have to take everything apart many times more. So let's see. All right. I'm running out of bins of putting the screws in, because they all needs to be in their own bin. First time the charm. After I get like 10 of those done, I'm sure I'm gonna be... Alright, there seems to be a connector right there. And this seems to be like sliding this way, so I assume. So that's my assumption. Yeah. Alright, so what you do is you slide it that way, because the connector is right there. And this is the guider to show you how it's gonna be done. Alright, so we're gonna show it to those screws here. Let's unscrew this. Wow. Yeah, those screws are really tight. So a proper bit is what's needed. I mean, replacing the HDMI port is the easy part. Taking it apart is easy as well. It's just the reason we charge. I'm not sure if you're going to be charging 120 for taking apart the PlayStation. Probably going to cost the same amount of money, 120 bucks. And again, most of our business is a flat rate fee. We tell you all of that before you're going to ship anything to us, and you don't ever have to call us. You don't have to do anything. Just like read the website and send it over. We're going to replace it. Whatever the problem is, the prices are all in advance because I don't have time to call the clients, build the clients. Here, let's see. This bracket off. Let's see what else we need to do here. All right, so we probably need to disconnect this wire right here. All right, so we got one of those interesting cables here. And it seems like there is a tab right here, which we just gonna shove towards the... So we're gonna press on this tab. Press on this tab. And I don't want to pull on the cable, I want to pull on the plastic itself, which I don't have access to much. Let's see. Was hoping it would be much easier. Let's see what we can do here. I wonder if there is anything else that's holding it down. Again, I'm in business of connector replacements, but I'm not in business of breaking stuff. So don't want to break anything. Okay. I guess you have to have nails, and unfortunately I don't have any nails here. This thing right here, there is a ridge right here, which I am trying to push up on both sides while holding down this button right here this way, forcing it this way. So here, let me show you. We already dismantled the whole thing. All right, so the goal is to hold this button down and like that. All right. Ooh. This guy seems to be cracked already, the cable itself, so from the overheating. And do we get the HDMI port here? No, we don't have HDMI port here. Where is the HDMI port at? No, not on this board. So was it useless for me to take this whole thing apart here? Or was it not useless? That's the question. Wow. Is it on the other side? It's right there. Can I get access to it the other way or not? Anyways, so the board is here. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, this thing comes off. All right, so let's guide this guy through. All right, where are we gonna put it? Okay. All right, so, oh, something's falling off on the other side. And we got the HDMI port. You see how out of shape the HDMI port is? All right, so let's do the same with the cable because we're going to be desoldering the HDMI port. This thing could be in the way. So I want to do the same thing, press on this. Oh, by the way, I need to mark this is here. Here. It says number 1. Soak. All right. Because sometimes I do those like over a 1 or 2 day period, so I need to mark everything because the client can walk in through the door any second and I'm going to be distracted and I need to know where everything goes back to. All right, so little by little it would help if you have the nails, all right? Okay. All right, it would help if I would have another piece of something metal to move this guy over. All right, so I brought a second pick. So what I'm gonna do, is here, let's do the other way. Okay. Okay. Looks good. Good job. Let's put it right here. All right, so that's it? No? That's not it. There is something underneath here, probably, but I don't want to touch it because I'm sure that this is, yeah, I mean, I'm sure that those screws are going through the board and holding down to the heatsink. So let's unscrew this. Wow, those are pretty hardly screwed in. So I just want to let it go little by little. Again, I am in business of repairs, not in business of breaking anything. And again, the reason I show you those videos is so that in case you decide to send in the motherboard, you should be able to unscrew everything properly. Without breaking anything. I mean, again, this is my first time taking this system apart, and so far so good. I hope. So I don't see. I mean, just unscrew the screws. You know, I don't see many. Oh, I see my favorite connectors. Those break all the time too. They fry on the video cards. So here, so we got one of them out almost. All right, so let's do this. Let's do that. Get them right there. Okay. And them right there. All right, let's see. This is gonna be 1, this is gonna be 2. So we're gonna put 1 and 2. So this is gonna be 1, this is gonna be 2. Okay. Because I wanna put the heatsink exactly how it was beforehand. I mean, I'm sure if you put it the other way, it's gonna be alright, maybe. Maybe not, because you see, maybe we can put it like that, or maybe we can put it like that. Why put it any way different than, okay, so like that. Good. Let's see. So we got those pins right here, on which the motherboard supposed to be gliding off the, so pin and pin. Wow. So what's the problem now? No problem. Okay. So it should be, let's see if there's anything connected underneath. No, there's nothing connected underneath, so we just take it off. All right, and the HDMI replacement itself is pretty straightforward. Oh, not straightforward. Hold on. We got this power management chip right there, which you don't want to damage. So you have to insulate this power management chip right there. And on this side, yeah, no, I mean, it's pretty easy. I mean, all of the traces are accessible. It's not like a USB Type-C where you don't have access to half of those guys. And we will take a look how easy it is to replace. Well, usually what I do, I just heat up this portion of the motherboard with the hot air, and the piece just falls off the motherboard. But I don't have a camera to show you how I'm doing it, so I will have to do it a different way so that you could see next to the camera how it could also be done. So yeah, let's see here. We got thermal paste, which we will need to put a brand new thermal paste. And those guys, I need to cover them with something because they're gonna get dirt on them, and I want them to continue working just fine, conducting the heat. So we've been 47 minutes in. All right, let's see if we can just adjust the paste. Usually messes up my soldering chamber, so I'm trying to remove it beforehand. It says Project Scarlet. Who do I invest money in if it says Project Scarlet? Is it Microsoft or not Microsoft? Where am I investing the money to? All right. All right, so don't touch those guys. This is just a thermal paste that needs to be reapplied because this is all dry. It's not gonna conduct as well as it used to. This is a huge heatsink. You know what? This is the heatsink which I want to use for a project of mine. I never expected to see a heatsink like this big, but this is exactly what I was looking for. All right, I didn't want to bore you to death with how I clean the heatsink. What I have to do is I need to go to the garage and get the heatsink blown with the... Oh, wow, wait, this is copper and this is aluminum? Wow. I never seen an aluminum heatsink on top of the copper plate. Well, it's a cost saving because a copper heatsink would probably be more expensive. I was hoping this was the copper, but it turns out to be aluminum. That's... I was hoping this project would be amazing. I was hoping this would be like copper, but copper costs obviously a lot more, and it's probably not gonna work for my project. Wow, no, but this heatsink is beautiful. This is like so beautiful. I mean, it's wow. Anyways, I was hoping it was all copper. So this got cleaned. Set this guy aside. Here we got the board. We need to insulate this area right here so that that voltage regulator chip seems like a voltage regulator chip which breaks all the time, by the way. I don't want to put any heat on that chip for sure. I don't want to clean up the little tiny areas right there with alcohol or anything because I might be able to damage one of those little pieces on top of this processor, I assume. So I clean the glass right there, but the rest of it I don't clean. All right. Here I need to insulate this piece here, this piece right there, and the area around the HDMI port. All right. So usually I use the 3M tape. Well, let's put this guy here. This guy right there. Usually I use this 3M flu tape to insulate the area, but this is a sticky stuff and I don't want any 3M tape to be stuck on top of, there's already dirt in there. Any of the 3M tape to be glued to the sticky cooling silicone pad, whatever that pad is. So I will just have to insulate it with the foil tape like that, like that. Good job. All right, that way this component won't get damaged for anything. Good job, good job. All right, so now we will manipulate these components here. All right. Don't want to melt the plastic component here while working on the board. Oh, let's see, like that, like that. Now, just in case, I'm gonna put a second layer on top of that plastic piece because I don't like plastic to melt on me. Like that, like that, like that. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. Oh, here we got little tiny component right there in the back, which we also need to insulate. All right. Let's see if we can insulate it on both sides. All right. So good job. Good job. Now let's make sure. Now, if your connector is broken off the motherboard, we fix that too, because sometimes the traces in the back of the connector go bad. The HDMI port is not that difficult to fix the tracers with. It's the USB Type-C connectors that are almost like such a pain to work on because the traces are missing all the time. But and again, we are the only people who actually do those full time in the United States. So here, I want to make sure this is extremely tight. Okay. All right, beautiful. Beautiful. And there is a chip right here, which I want to insulate as well. And for that chip, I'm probably going to use the flu tape because it's not going to be sitting on top of the chip. It's just going to be right there. Good. It's going to be holding everything together. So 3M flew right here. And beautiful. That's the best insulated piece there is. Now, all right, so seems like there is something on top of the soldering points, like some sort of glue, what it seems like. So just scratch it off a little bit. So the thing how this could be done is just by applying the heat to this area right here, but my camera setup is not set up for it. And that piece gonna just fall off. The way I'm gonna do it is probably how most of you will end up doing it, and that's that a piece of something here. No, okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some leaded base solder here, 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 here. It's gonna mix with the unleaded base solder, and it's gonna lower the melting temperature. And that way, when I'm just heating it up from the back, from the rear here, the whole connector gonna come off, because it seems like this is the bracket and this is the connector, so it's like 2 in 1. All right. And I'm probably gonna add some solder to the rear pins as well, so that it would be much easier melt up. But technically, if you just add the heat from the bottom or from the top, the connector should come off. And that's what I would usually do. But for the video sake, I will have to show you every step to show you that how it should be done. All right. So let's switch to the microscope. No, not microscope yet. Let's switch to the just soldering camera. Usually what I do is I put the connector under the microscope and I inspect to see if any of the traces in the back of the connector are damaged. In this case, nobody ever worked on this laptop, not the laptop, the Xbox before me. So as you can see, all of the traces are still on the motherboard, all of the pins are still soldered to the motherboard. That's a really good sign, meaning once I replace this piece, everything gonna work fine. Sometimes those traces are missing here. Basically, once the pin comes off the motherboard, with the motherboard, I would have to run the wires to each available trace. Again, it's all doable on the HDMI ports because this is usually easy connector to work on. But if you have some other connector where this piece is hidden underneath the connector, then that's usually like a pain to deal with. So let me begin by adding some solder to the bottom of the connector. Before we're gonna add some solder to the bottom, we're gonna add some flux. All right, so once we added some flux, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get some leaded solder and add some leaded solder to the... Can you desolder this whole thing without the leaded solder? Yes, you can. Thing is, you'll have to heat up the board much hotter temperatures, and the higher the temperature, the more chances something else on the motherboard gonna melt down and break. So what I like to do, I like to not heat it up as badly as I need to. Basically, just give it enough temperature to get to let go of the connector. All right. All right. As you can see, it didn't penetrate the way it should. So in those cases, what's usually done is I bring in the the hot air, and we use the hot air so that everything would be penetrated through. You see, this is all got penetrated and penetrated. Good job. Good job. All right, once it's all penetrates the board, it should pretty much come out on the other side. So we technically dropped the melting temperature of those 4 points already. All right. Now let's flip the motherboard over. All right, so on this end, what we can do is we can use a whole bunch of flux on the sides right there, whole bunch of flux right there in the back, whole bunch of flux right here. All right, so what we can do here, we can bring in my $1,000 iron with the super fine tip and add the solder, deleted base solder to the rear pins, just to make sure that the rear pins are not gonna come off the motherboard with the motherboard itself. With the trace, the trace that's on the motherboard. All right. Okay. Beautiful. Now, as you can see that this one did not solder through, because this $1,000 iron is usually made for this particular small tiny pins right there. So what I'm gonna do here is we're gonna bring a different iron for the sides. But the different iron is just too big to get into those tiny little spaces. All right. So the solution is to bring the hot air and $1,000 iron. Let's bring the hot air. Good job. Again, the goal is to lower the melting temperature Alrighty, good job. Alright, so once everything is penetrated through, we can start removing the All right. Good job. Excellent. So now is the time to start removing the whole connector. I know this is I usually don't do this kind of stuff right here because it's just easier for me to put the hot air on the bottom of the motherboard so that the connector would fall off. But I don't have a camera outside of the soldering chamber for safety reasons. I mean, what I'm saying is you would not be able to see what I'm doing if I would be doing it my way. So I'm doing it this way, the way that most of you will probably end up doing it. All right, I want to get a different angle. Again, this is on a really low temperature. I'm gonna boost up a temperature in a second if I see that this doesn't want to go. And again, it's better if you melting it down from the bottom, not from the top. That way, the motherboard is gonna be more much warmer, and that way the whole connection will just come off the motherboard. Nope. All right. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna add some flux right here on the sides, right there. All right. And I'm gonna boost up the temperature just a little bit. Once I boost up the temperature, let's warm up to the needed temperature. And with the fresh new flux, let's see if we can. I just don't want to fix this motherboard off camera. I would rather have it fixed right here. Yeah, I should have done it the different way. This is just taking. This is painful to watch, probably. Right, so my goal here is to lift up the rear so that the rear, okay, like that, so that none of the traces would come off the motherboard. Right. None of the traces on the motherboard would come off the motherboard when I lift up the rear first. All right, so what we're gonna see here now is this. What we need to do is to remove the excess solder. Yeah, it seems like it didn't penetrate the connector all the way in. Okay. Oh wait, there's a glue here. Wow. Oh, what's that? What's this thing? Seems like a part of glue that wasn't letting it go. All right. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this piece should not be here. What's that from? Yeah, it's a glue. That's what was holding it down. All right, it wasn't the solder, it was the glue that was holding it down. All right. So here, let's clean up the traces. You see, every single trace is still on the motherboard. That's a really good thing to have here. You see? Hold on. Let's get like that. Beautiful. None of the traces came off the motherboard. None of the traces got damaged. Beautiful. I mean, when it comes to HDMIs, usually the traces are not damaged unless somebody else was trying to work on those. And if somebody else was trying to work on those and got the traces damaged, can I still fix it? Yeah, but not at the prices that are listed at the beginning of the video. Because every single trace, you have to run a wire to the next available trace. And it's just painful process. It just takes forever. I mean, feel free to take a picture and text it to me to see if I could fix your particular issue. But this is beautiful. I mean, this is beautiful that nobody else touched it before me. This is beautiful that nobody put their fat fingers into this system before me. All right, good. Now, what are we gonna do with this guy? What's that? How am I gonna... my soldering iron gonna get damaged here. Come on. You know, I probably should do it with through the soldering quick. That way, the soldering iron not gonna get damaged. Yeah, I mean, everybody starts to use glue nowadays for a whole bunch of different purposes. And that makes my life more miserable because it seems like everything should be coming off and I don't want to overheat the motherboard. All right. Okay, good job. Let's see if I can clean it up. All right, beautiful. Beautiful. Let's try to clean up this a bit more. This glue right here needs to be coming off, otherwise I'll not be able to solder anything here. Come on. Come on. No. No, you want me to use the soldering iron to clean this thing up? Let's use the soldering iron to clean this thing up. Okay, good. All right, so we got 4 soldering points. All right, so that was a soldering point here, that soldering point, and that soldering point, and that soldering point, right? And we got another soldering point right there and right there. So it does have hidden soldering points. Those are the points that also hold it all in place, and that's the reason I told you to do the heat desoldering from the bottom. Once you heat up this bottom portion from the bottom of the motherboard, you would be able to just let this whole thing just come out. And it would be much more simple job that way. All right, let's switch the monitors. I didn't mean to switch monitors, I meant to say switch the cameras. So here we're gonna desolder everything. Now, again, many shops just heat up everything on the bottom. Once everything melts, they just swap the connectors. For me, I'm so used to getting things done the longer, proper way that it's kind of plus the people pay big money for it to be done properly the first time around. So what I have to do, I have to get it done not the faster way, but the proper way. All right. Oh, come on. No. No, 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 no. Probably the glue got messed up my tip of my soldering iron. All right, let's clean up all of this stuff first. All right. What I'm doing here is I'm putting a bit more flux for stuff to flow better. Yeah, I mean, this board is really, really good at absorbing heat. Extremely good. Wow, I haven't seen boards that absorb heat so much in quite some time. They don't even let me desolder this piece. Wow, wow, that's an eye-opening experience. Let's do. You see the leaded solder melts right away. The not leaded. I just melted my glove. All right, let's try one more time. Let's see. No. No, the solder doesn't want to come off that easy. The board is a bit thick. That's the problem. It's a thick board. Let's try. Okay, good job. Let's do the same thing here. Come on, can be. I should be able to take this guy off. Yeah, so it's better just to remove the nozzle and use the whole hot air to, let's see. Again, I'm trying to dilute the leaded base solder with the unleaded base solder, and hopefully oh, come on. Second time I burned my glove on top of the. All right. I think I need to add more hot air, I guess. The temperature, well, no, I don't need to boost. Seems like it's okay. Seems like it's okay. Little by little. I'm in no rush. Let's see. Yeah, I messed up the soldering iron in that glue, and that's the reason why it doesn't want to solder much right now. You know what, let me give it a breather. Let me give it a breather, because this isn't going as planned. All right. Oh, that's why. All right, the problem is this side, not the other side. We just have too much solder going through right here. So what we're gonna do, is do this desoldering part from this side as well. I was too focused on the other side. I didn't expect there would be I mean, you have a hard time desoldering this stuff from the bottom if it's if there's a bubble here, so to speak, soldering bubble here. Then the other side isn't that great at. All right, so let's power up the hot air. Let's bring in the all right, you see, simple. Hopefully the camera captured the whole process. Ooh, something on the bottom here doesn't. Yeah, not beautiful. It should be a lot more cleaner. Let's take a look. Okay, that was probably foil from the other side. Okay, never mind. Let's see. Beautiful, beautiful. Amazing. Yeah, everything is nice and clean. Let's shut down this light. Yeah. Now every single trace, every single one of those traces is in perfect shape. So getting the once I install the new connector in, I just want to make sure that this stuff is not. Yeah. All right. Good. Just want to make sure all this stuff. This hole is empty. This is empty. A little bit here, but I'm sure the new connector gonna be just fine sitting there. All right. Again, to get it done faster, I don't have to use the hot air under the camera. It's gonna be a lot faster process and a different process that is just to heat up the bottom and the whole connector should fall off. All right. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Alrighty, so that there won't be any things saying that maybe I'm putting used connectors. We always put new connectors on. I don't have access to any used parts and I have no connection to, like, I can't really install a used connector because it's already gonna be melted here and there. So this is a brand new connector. You see it's sealed like that. So I'm gonna take the cover. Here, let's see. Let's get this thing cover like that. All right. So we got a brand new connector. Just don't want anybody to accuse me. Oh, by the way, just got a the sticker, one of the top rated businesses in the United States. People love us on Yelp. So yeah, this is here. Let me switch to the, all right. So as you can see, this is the used one, the new, I mean, this is the one I took off the motherboard, and this is the new one. Now, the new one doesn't have this pin, that pin, this pin, and this pin that's supposed to be, or do they? Yeah, they do have, all right. So this is gonna stand on this, and that, all right. And we got this one going through the motherboard, and this one, you see, that's where the glue was, right here. Seems like this is where the glue was. And yeah, they seem identical to me, all right? Here, like that, like that. Let's see, can we zoom in, zoom out? Yeah, all right. Well, anyways, you got the point. So no used stuff is being installed on your equipment ever. So don't think that I'm gonna be wasting my time of taking the laptop apart, not the laptop, the PlayStation, not the PlayStation, the Xbox. So let's put it in, let's see how it's gonna go. All right. Let's see. The new connector, the support for the board so it wouldn't be wobbling. I don't want it to wobble anywhere. All right, good job. Let's see, you see how clean and nice those pads are? So the pads are good. And as long as the connector goes down properly, let's see. Let me just double check something here. You see how beautifully it sits? When you clean everything up, everything sits beautifully. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna lift the whole thing up. And I'm gonna do, next thing is what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some flux right here. Right there. Right there. Right there and right there. Okay. Good job. So the first time I put it in, it was just a fitment. And now I'm putting it in. So it would be staying there forever. All right. So the first thing I want to do, I want to make sure it's going to be supported on both sides, on the left and right side, before I'm going to start soldering the rear pins. In order for me to make sure it's going to be supported on both sides, I do need to hold it down with tweezers. And good luck. Yeah, because this is a casing, all right? There is a, the connector is, this is not where I need it to be soldered to. All right. No. This is not how I want it to be. Yeah, you see, this is the port and this is the shell around it, and the shell does not get in touch with the rear leg. So this is not working out for me right now. Let's flip the board a little bit and see if we can solder it from the rear. All right, so the goal is to put some pressure and get some solder going between the, ooh, my finger is burning. Ah, can't hold it, it's too hot. All right, let's try one more time. Okay, let's do a little bit here. Again, the board dissipates the heat pretty well. So a soldering iron like that is not really made for soldering this kind of joints, but it's good enough to just do a little bit. All right. I want to make sure. Nice. Hopefully it sits there just fine. All right. Let's take a look if we can do anything on this side. Maybe we can hold it down here. Most of the HDMI ports don't have this casing on top. This is something that the Microsoft did here. All right, yeah, this whole thing needs to be soldered from the bottom. Anyways. I mean, the support lags, but I think we're all good now. We have some support that's needed. So what we can do now is we're gonna press it down. And like that. The ball is too big. I need to reduce the ball slightly here. Let's do like that. All right. And let's so what I'm doing is I'm borrowing solder from this side, from the side support, and applying it to every single leg. Because if I'm gonna get too much solder on my soldering iron, there is gonna be one huge blob, and I will have to work on getting that blob removed. Okay. If you decide to send us this laptop making model or just the board, I mean the Xbox series, if you're gonna decide to send us the Xbox or anything else for HDMI port repair, just email us the make and model so that we could have the part in stock by the time it arrives. I do have parts for a lot of stuff, but I don't have it for all of them. I have connectors for every single laptop there is, but when it comes to Xboxes, I don't think I'm there yet. So it would be appreciated if you just let us know, give us heads up. All right, let's move this guy a little bit this way. Let's adjust the resolution. All right. Let's keep pressing on top. Let's borrow a little bit here. All right. I mean, there are multiple ways of doing this kind of repair, but I mean, I got $1,000 microscope right here. I got $1,000 iron, so I don't have to go through what other people go through when they fix it. and I don't have to mess up the connector multiple times, or like the only time. I know that by the time I'm done with it, it's all gonna be nice and peachy. I done tens of thousands of the different connector repairs over the last 20 years. So it's really nothing special here. Really easy connector to work on, because everything is right here. I mean, there's nothing hidden. Nothing hidden. All right. Good job. I will go through every single one to make sure everything is soldered. But what I want to do now, I want to solder the backside of the motherboard. All right. All right. Some flux here. Some flux there. All right. The board dissipates the heat pretty well. I mean, it's really thick board and it dissipates the heat really, 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 really well. Come on. This iron is also not cheap, but this is a bigger iron that's supposed to solder everything just peachy here, but not from what I'm seeing here. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna melt things up here a bit. All right, so I covered the connector with the heat shield. And what I'm gonna do next is I will run some hot air in order to melt beautiful. Beautiful. Amazing. This is what I like here. All right. Good job. Right there. You see how everything is penetrated through to the other side of the motherboard? All right. So the thing I want to do here is clean this thing up. All right. Okay. Beautiful. All right, let me remove a little bit here. Right there. And right there. Let's see if we can get the soldering quick and just get the stuff off. Beautiful. Let me do cleaning one more time. Right. Yeah, bottom looks great. Okay. Let's look at the top side. All right, so the top side. Oh, okay. Good, 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 good. Excellent. Oh, right there. This piece. And this piece. You see why you need to check all of those? Because sometimes even the best soldering jobs. All right. I didn't remember which ones are moving, but I will figure it out in a second here. All right. The goal is not to mess up the. All right. So which one? Probably this one. You see, I just messed this guy up because too much solder. All right. Let's try to correct it while we still ahead. Yeah, that's the reason why I use the soldering iron, the smaller one, this one, so that I wouldn't mess things up like that, but I just put too much. And I don't want to use the desoldering quick on the new connector because it might take, yeah, right there. Good job. Good job. I'm not 100% sure in that one. Let's take a look. Good. 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 Again, this one, why? Why? What's the problem with this guy? Probably needs a lot more solder. Okay, let's try it one more time. So after watching this video, you tell me, is it worth the money to send it this way, or is it worth for you to work on it yourself? I mean, nobody anywhere else in the world gonna spend so much time on your laptop. I mean, on your PlayStation, not PlayStation, Xbox. I mean, here. Oh, good. It's all good. So let's clean this guy up from all the flux. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. All right. Good. Excellent. I haven't made the video 2 hours long yet, ever, before. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna have enough room on the hard drive to store this video. That's it. That's the beautiful job. Should be fine. Just want to remove extra stuff that might or might not interfere with the signal. Oh, no, I mean, this is beautiful. This is just beautiful. Could add more solder here, here, and there. But I mean, this is just a casing holder for this piece. So already it's gonna hold on the bottom just fine. I mean, this is totally fine here. Need to remove this here. Again, most of that you wouldn't see without the microscope. Most of this metallic fuzz, but I'm able to see everything just fine here. Good job. Excellent. It's gonna hold just fine for years to come. Nothing to worry about. Nice and sturdy. I mean, this is rock solid. All right, so unfortunately, the video is over 2 hours by now. So, and I will run out of space recording it in 4K. So I will just try to just show partially how I'm rebuilding all of it. No, so put some compound right there before putting it. Tons of compound here. All right. Okay, so now we got thermal paste here, thermal paste right there. And somebody can read my website saying that text me instead of calling. So we are good right here. Right, so increase cross motion, screw those 4 screws in. This is where our markers 1, 1, 2, 2 means, and this is where we're gonna go and put in this connector here. All right, like that. I don't want to bend the cable too much, so I'm guiding it through and setting it down like that. Or am I putting this guy first? No, we can put it later on. So this goes here. This go right here. Okay, and we got the black screws going on where I circled them. All right, so 1, 2, 3. Hold up here. Hold on 1 second. Too soon. All right, so we got screw here, 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 and right there. Yep. Go all the way through. And we want to connect this guy here. Okay. And like this guy in place. All right, I guess this thing is good to connect right now. Try not to break anything. Let's press the button. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. I would hate to see a message that my computer run out of space right now. So like that. And like that. Good. And this is going to be on top of this. All right. This cover gonna go right here after I secure this screw right there. So once I put the black screw here, I'm gonna put this screw right here. And the black screw gonna screw it down. All right, so short silver, long silver, black, 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 black. Should be black right there as well. Okay, so black, 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 black. Black right there, black right there. Long silver here. Black right there, silver, long, long silver, long silver, short silver, long silver, long silver. All right. I think now is a good time to plug in this guy. All right. All right. Those are three strange looking screws right here. All right. So my understanding, those two pieces right here and right there go into here. So this is how I have to drop it in. All right, dropped in. No, not yet. Forgot the rubber strap. Need to remove it and put the rubber strap on. Right, so my understanding, we put this here, like that. Maybe I'm doing it the wrong direction. Since there is a little thing here, like that. Maybe it needs to be done the other way around. No, that's the proper way to do it. Okay. All right. Yeah, proper, but not improper here. We need to put this thing first in here. All right. Let's make sure like that. Then we put this on top. Okay. Looks good. Looks excellent. Right, so it dropped in perfectly. And now we just have to put the drive. I'll put this guy here. Right. Like that. Connect it here. Like that. And use this white screw for here. And the two smaller ones, like that ones, like that, go right here and right there. Okay. Like that. Like that. Good job. Let's put this metal bracket on top. Okay, so this is the aligner for the drive. So you need to kind of align it perfectly so that this guy wouldn't wobble around in there. That looks good to me. Does it? Yeah, that looks good to me. There's a hole right here that aligns with it. There's a hole right here that also aligns with it. And this is the screw we're gonna put here and the screw we're gonna put right there. All right, so black screw here, black screw right there, seems like. Okay. Let's see if we can plug in. Oh, hold on. For some reason the connector was locked in. All right, so this one is locked in perfectly. All right. Now we press that button. We press that button. And nothing happening. I was thinking it's gonna be just a button press. Okay. Beautiful. I'm just double checking it to make sure it's all beautiful. Yeah, this is fine. All right, so we got screws to put on the bottom and screws to put on the top. I had to redo this connector because I wasn't sure how well this thing was sitting there, but right now it's all good. Now it's all the way in. This connector is also all the way in. Not 100% sure, but seems all the way in. I just don't want to break it. I'm massaging it in, but it's all the way in, right? Yeah, looks all the way in. Okay. Now you got 3 golden screws here. 1, 2, and 3. And this is the spring I was showing you before. Basically rotates in and out. So yeah. Okay. Locked. And the only thing is remaining is the bottom cover and 2 screws. Right? Yeah, seems like that's the only thing. Okay. All right, so the screw here, screw right there, and put the tape on top. All right, I would like to see if it works, so I need to find an HDMI, I need to find a monitor, and I will report back. All right, found the HDMI. Okay. The hardest part of the repair was to find the 2-prong adapter with 2-prong cable. All right, like that. Plug it in. Oh wait, I need to find a monitor to test it on. Okay, let's press the power button. Is that the power button? It's not a power button. Okay. Let's see if we get anything on the screen. Right there, Xbox. All right. Looks good. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, and if you have exactly the same problem, HDMI replacement.com. Thank you so much. Have a good day.